And we are back. At the end of the last episode, I said we would go and get this item. So, platforming problem in three-dimensional space. At least it's not impossible. And that's one thing. They like to give wonky platforming challenges in their 3D space. But at least it's not in first-person view. And at least it's not absolutely impossible. So now that we've cleared out this room of enemies, we're going to check out that key I just picked up. Believe it was called the mystery key. It resembles a prison cell key. The purpose of this key is unknown. It appears to be a basic prison cell key. So we're going to find a prison cell later on, and we'll be able to free the guy that's in there now that we have this key. And see, this is where we were just a moment ago. Now we're above that last combat problem. Wow. Okay. Like I said, the sword we have makes this a little bit easier, but it still takes some skill. Oh, the Knight Shield. Let's see if that's any better than the shield we have. I happen to know for a fact that it's not, but we'll take a look at it anyway. It's got better physical damage if you want to use it to bash with. It's much heavier, which I don't really care for because, I mean, this still blocks 100% 100% of physical damage. Only blocks 20% of magic, but 85% of fire, 45% of lightning. And the stability is only one less, but I mean, for 3 pounds heavier, well, almost 3 pounds heavier, you would think this would have some more to it, but it really doesn't. The reason that this Knight Shield is where it is because it's intended to give players who didn't go out of their way to get the shield that we have by running away from the Undead Dragon, just an option. It's got really good physical reduction, decent magic, and the fire and lightning isn't bad. The stability's pretty good, and the weight's not bad, but it's just there to give you an option if you're early in the game. Just like the wooden shield. But we're going to stick with our Dragon Crest shield because it's way, way better. Alright, so now we go up the stairs. And there's a guy here just chilling out in the corner. Now I think if you hit this wall to my right, if you make a noise on that wall, there's an enemy down the stairs and down the hallway that will hear it and will come to attack you. I don't know that for certain, but I think that's why this guy is just kind of here. Because if you hit that wall with your sword, it sends the guys downstairs up to where you are so that they can cause you problems. So we have a tightly confined space. We can't really use the camera to see unless we step out in the center of all of it. Perfect place for an ambush. We got one guy down there. We got a guy right there. And we know that because of how the pathing on the Spear Knights work, that if we stay too close, they're just going to waddle back and forth and not chase after us. And that's not what we want, because we don't want to get sandwiched between the Spear Knight and the tall Shield Knight that's out there. So we want to drag the Spear Knight back here. We want to hit him. He dropped a spear. That'd be pretty good if we were going for a dex and a strength build, but we're really not. No. You're not allowed to heal. Being cheeky with me trying to heal. Okay, I don't know whether I want to just get to the blacksmith as soon as possible, or if I want to go down here and get this key that we need. I think I'll go down here and get this key. We should be okay. Because right up here to the right, if we come too close to that area, there will be 3 knights that come out and cause us problems. And I really don't want to have that happen. We got the basement key. We can open up that door if we want, and we will when it's time to come back through here, but it's not time to come back through here yet. Got the halberd. The halberd is a very good weapon if you're going for a strength and dex build. But since we're just focused on dex, or we're going to focus on dex, we'll leave it be. Stab this guy in the back. Cool. This sword is still strong enough to get us where we want to be. Since we don't have to mess with those other knights, we won't. Because there's a big tall guy. I don't know if you saw him, but he was way in the back there. And he's lots of problems right now. I really don't want to have to attract the attention of the big guy. As long as I don't go in there, I don't think I will. Okay, cool. Because this is where our blacksmith friend is. So this is where we want to be. There's also a bonfire right here too, so that's perfect. We'll go ahead and rest. Let's see. Let's see what kind of souls. Do I have any souls on me? Like the usable kind? I have a couple, but I don't have very many. And I only have large titanite shards. I don't have... So this may be a problem. I don't have a whole bunch of souls to go upgrading weapons with. That's why it would have been super important to kill that one boss. But I chickened out. Okay, so this is not a place we have to go yet. But there's somebody out here I want us to meet. And if we miss this queue before we beat one of the first or second bosses, I forget which... Like, before we ring the bells, I think if we miss this, we miss his entire storyline. And I don't really want to do that. He's an onion knight.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, as I wait. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak. Still closed. Still closed.
Is that the end of your dialogue, bub?
Still closed.
Yep.
Still closed.
So... This guy is a knight of Katarina, and he just likes to adventure. That's why he's here. He became undead, and he decided, I'm just going to go on one last adventure, and this is where his adventure led him to. But that building will not open up until we ring both bells of awakening. So he's going to be waiting for a while. Look at that. It's amazing what they do with two-dimensional. Like if you weren't paying attention to this, and if I hadn't learned this from watching somebody else point it out, I don't believe any of these trees are actual modeled trees. I think they're all just two-dimensional flats flipped around one another, like on a center axis. Like they took the image, put it out straight. And then they took the image and rotated it, would be like 90 degrees, and set it in the center of the first image to create a full-looking effect. So it's just two flat images intersecting one another. So now we're going to go further down these steps. And yay, blacksmith friend!
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre the Restorer. If there requires smithing, then speak to me.
Andre of Astora. Hey, we can learn a gesture.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh? There are two types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement and there's essential. Reinforcement is simple. It strengthens the weapon and makes it more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But essential's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties. Essential is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you could consider essential. As you've noticed, this land is lush with the bad weird. You won't make it through the night without employing my services.
Do you have anything else to say?
You can forge armor just like you do weapons. Forging armor is even easier than forging weapons. Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well, that's up to you. But nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well. What? So,
Alright. And so he can modify our equipment, which, if we have it at the proper level of reinforcement, he can make it different elements and different abilities. We can reinforce weapons and armor, which just strengthens them. And we can repair. But he also has stuff for us to purchase. And although I hate to do it, honestly, I mean, I would rather be able to smith my weapons, but I don't feel like I have the funds to do it. So what we'll do is we'll reinforce the Astora's straight sword, and we'll do it once. So that was all we were able to do, but at least now we have the blacksmith and his bonfire. And I rested at that bonfire, so getting back to my souls is going to be a chore. I was going to go back to my souls and try to pick those up because I had enough before I died for a weapon smith box and an armor smith box. But I think what I'll do... Trying to remember if I can make the run quick or not. We'll see. We're just going to go pick up our armor and one of the first rings that we're going to use for the rest of the game. So we're going to run by that guy because he's bad news. That is a Titanite demon. And if you kill the Titanite demons, they drop Demon Titanite. And basically what that is, or what it does, is it upgrades weapons that can't be upgraded by normal ascension or by normal means. So now we're in the Darkroot Garden. This is the first place we're going to stop on our way to pick up our armor and our ring. I have to do this carefully because I'm really not supposed to be here. Purple moss clump is good. That cures poison, so that's pretty good to have. Blood red moss clump is pretty good. That stops bleeding buildup. If you let bleeding build all the way up to the end of your bleeding resistance, you take a lot of damage. So you don't want that to happen. Okay, so this door can't be opened except with a key that we don't have yet. But this is an illusory wall. And we can use this bonfire take a quick rest so that if we accidentally die, we'll come right back here. But we shouldn't die if I do this correctly. That's a really big if, unfortunately. Okay, so here's a combat problem that we're not going to deal with right now. They've given us an item there, and it looks really enticing because it glows and it's, hey, here's an item. But if you pick that up, 3 of those plant enemies jump up and try to attack you all at once. So we're not going to do that. I am not going to dink around with that foolishness. So the armor set that we want is right over there. But I'm going to clear the way to something else first because that could get hairy real fast and we may die. You see this tree? That's moving. Trees ain't supposed to move. But we can kill it. Okay. So this whole area is filled with guys who just stand up when you get too close. So I'm just going to try and make a run for the armor. We got our armor. Now we're going to run this way. I believe if we just continue running, we should be all right. Nope, here comes a plant guy. Oh god, there are 2 plant guys. Okay, this could get real bad real fast. This is why I wanted to kind of run. But it was also because I kind of forgot that the shrimpy guy was, the jumpy guy was down here. Shrimpy guy. We get past this tree. And if we go... Let's see. Because we want to go up here without waking up that suit of armor. Because there's another suit of armor up here. We don't want anything to do with that. We just want this ring. Okay. He's not going to give us that option. Uh-oh. Woo, that could have turned out real bad. That guy woke up just like I thought he might back there, but... Homeward bone, homeward bone, homeward bone. Had to get the heck out of there. Okay. So that was really eventful. But we got our armor. Let's see, how heavy is this armor? Maybe we can just put on the holy robe. Okay, we can put on the helmet and not be overburdened. We'll just, like I said, we'll need to get some more stamina before we can really wear this to its maximum effectiveness. Man, that was kind of intense. Oh, we also want the wolf ring too. The wolf ring will boost our poise, and poise will keep us from being knocked over by enemies bigger than ourselves. So, we'll go ahead and call that an episode. We have our armor, we have our ring, we have our weapon. There's one more ring we need to get, and we should be able to get it, I don't know, within the next episode or so. But until next time, thanks for tuning in. See you later.